Hey, good morning. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. I hope you're well. Okay, let's just do a quick catch up where we are with the market. So yesterday there was pretty flat, but they closed up around about 0.7%. The Nasdaq's very interesting, so that's been pushed on by Apple. Apple has had an 11th consecutive day of rises. So Apple and Tesla were the major significant stocks to look at yesterday. Apple has moved up to around about the $178 level. It's very interesting because a couple of weeks ago it was running at around about the 142, 145 level intraday, and it's jumped up to 178. So Apple constitutes around about, between Apple and Microsoft, they constitute around about the 25% of the Nasdaq. So if Apple or Microsoft, or Apple and Microsoft, do well, then you're going to have the Nasdaq doing well. That's really what happened yesterday. That Apple has moved up so much that it's pulled all the other tech stocks up with it. Interestingly enough, there's a lockdown in Shanghai, and because of the lockdown in Shanghai, you would have thought that shares like Apple would have fallen, but they haven't. They've just risen. So there's good bullish sentiment there, and it looks like they're going to move higher. As regards Tesla, wow. So Tesla is, Elon Musk is very dynamic. He is really eccentric. So he's good for the marketplace. He loves cryptos. He loves his Dogecoin, and Tesla is a great share. I'm not sure if it's going to move much higher than this at the moment, because it's had a hell of a run up from $720 all the way up to nearly $1,100 a share. That is a significant jump and a significant move, and something to be aware of, that there might be a pullback of some stage, purely basically on the fact that it's had a significant jump up. Overall, the markets look like they might be hitting some resistance. One of my senior colleagues who sends me a message on a daily basis has been saying that the option traders, and I listened to his message this morning, are just not buying the time out calls or buying the time out puts. In other words, they're not buying the long term, the 3 months or the 6 months time span options. They're buying maybe the 45-day, and he sees that as unusual activity, and he explained to me very clearly on the phone that could be a bearish signal. The other thing you need to look at is that there's a technical issue now, so I'm just going to be trying to explain it really carefully. Generally speaking, the 2-year yield on a treasury is higher than a 10-year yield, that way around. So 2 years higher than the 10-year. However, recently the 10-year has moved higher than the 2-year, and that is called an inverted yield curve. And when it's an inverted yield curve, it's normally a bearish signal. It's normally an indication that the markets are going to go down, because long-term interest rates look like they're going to be higher. And if long-term interest rates are higher, that is a bad signal for the market. Now, that's an indicator only, but it's interesting that that's the first time it's happened since 2003. So you need to keep an eye on that. Those who are technicians and those who are involved in financial markets, it's an indicator. So it's technical, but it's an indicator. Also, oil came down yesterday on the back of peace talks ceasefire talks between Ukraine and Russia. If Ukraine and Russia, remember also that the ceasefire talks are already priced into the market. So if a ceasefire is announced, you may see a slight jump in financial markets, but then you probably see some pullback, because it's the normal expression of buy on the rumor and sell on the fact. So just be aware of that. If ceasefire talks do continue to progress, then that's already probably priced into financial markets. Some to keep an eye on. As regards cryptos are doing well across the board. Bitcoin is again rock steady at $47,500. There's a view here that it's probably going to come off that, because there might be some resistance. My view is that's probably going to push higher, and probably to the level of around about the 52 to 55,000 level on Bitcoin, and other cryptos will probably follow suit, considering that is the flagship of the market. And that's more or less all for today. So you can contact me on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, Driving Markets. You can subscribe, you can like, you can spread out the message. I know I get very positive feedback, so that's really encouraging. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Have a safe day, have a good day.